Hi, everyone. Welcome to our February App Talk event. So excited to have on the line here with me today, Sam, Netta, and Jenna from our product and customer support teams. And we'll be talking about ways to stay connected with your baby. So lots about notifications, the basic ones that are available to all users, and then some advanced smart notifications that we have, as well as ways to watch your baby. And then lastly, we'll wrap it up with ways to control your sound and light device in the Nanit camera app. So we can go ahead and get started. My name is Mackenzie, and I am on the brand and community team here at Nanit. So I do all things community, and I get to host amazing sessions like this. And then I'm going to pass it over to Sam. If you could just quickly introduce yourself and tell us about your role at Nanit.
Sure. Hi guys. Nice to meet you. I'm Sam Hazak. I'm based in Israel, Tel Aviv. I'm a product manager, and I basically manage the health and wellness pod at Nanit.
Cool, thank you. And Netta, could you go next?
Sure. Hi, guys. Nice to meet you. I'm Netta. I'm a product manager at Nanit. I manage the sound and light team, as well as Google Home, Alexa, and our web app.
Awesome. And then Jenna. Oh, you're muted.
Zoom 101. Hey, everyone. My name is Jenna. I work for the CS department. So we help out with technical issues, insight issues, any issues that you may have. Our support team is available at help@nanit.com.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so let's go ahead and right before we jump in, actually, just a quick housekeeping. The session will be recorded and we'll share it in the Nanit community later today or maybe early tomorrow morning. And we'll also send you a quick email when that recording is available. We do also have a special offer for anyone attending the session or anyone who registered on Insights. So today we'll be talking about a couple of different features that are available with our Insights Sleep and Above, so our lowest of our three plans. So if you would like to get 20% off our Insights Sleep plan at mynanit.com, you can go on there and use the code APP20, so APP20, and that ends March 8th. I'll drop that in the comments as well once we start talking. And that's Insights Sleep plan through mynanit.com. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with a couple of visuals to walk us through. And to kick us off, Sam, could you start by telling us about the core basic notifications that we have available to all users in the Nanit app?
Yeah, sure. So we have tons of many different notifications and alerts that we have in the system. They should correspond to the different ages and stages that the baby might go through. But the most basic ones are what are the general sounds, motion, and room environment notifications. So at different stages of growth, you want to hear or pay attention to the different things. So while the baby is smaller, really a newborn, you really wanted to listen to every sound in the nursery. So you have the sound notification. You can turn it on through the notification settings. And then you can adjust the amount of notifications that you want to get based on the thresholds. The same for motion. You can define a motion area in the around the crib or the crib itself, and then define how much movement the baby should move before you get any notifications. And of course, also a basic one is to define a threshold for the humidity and temperature notifications to make sure the room is not getting too hot, too cold, or not too humid. That's
Awesome. Yeah, I know I use my sound and motion notifications and I like to use the slider. Sometimes I don't want to get quite as many of notifications there. So it's helpful to have that. And it really does make a difference, even going from like halfway to all the way. I notice how much of a difference it is for sure.
Yeah, you can play with it as you learn and adapt to what your baby does. So sometimes you have a real, like my kid is really noisy, so I don't want to get like every little thing that he does. So I'm getting it to the less. But if your baby is really quiet and you want to make sure that if he's doing something really small, you might want to get notified. So
yeah, totally. Okay, cool. So if you could just tell us about our advanced notifications, some of these we've had for a while, some of them are new. So walk us through all 4 of these now, please.
yes, sure. So as the baby grows, you want to pay attention to different things, right? So sometimes when they're really newborns, they don't really cry. It's like they all do all kinds of noises, but it's not really a cry yet. But once they getting a bit older and they start to really have the lungs to cry out, so you really want to pay attention to cry detection. Uh, so cry detection is really cool. It differentiates between sounds and cries. So sometimes you just don't want to get an alert every time the baby mumbles or does something really, really specific, but you really want to go into, I want to know only when he cries. So we can turn sound notification off and turn cry detection on, and you will get a push notification every time the baby cries.
Yeah, I know Melanie on my team, who some of you might have seen in the community as well. She has a almost 2-year-old and a newborn baby. And with the 2-year-old, she switched over to just cry notifications because she was like, I don't want to hear the babbling. I don't want to hear any of that with the toddler. She just wanted the crying.
Yeah, my son starts to talk all the time in his crib. So he's talking to himself, talking to his teddy bear, and interacting with it. And so I don't want to get up because of that.
Yeah.
Because
You have
sometimes
to watch on video history, but you don't need to be notified of it every time.
yeah. So it's really really cool to come back to it, but in the middle of the night, let me sleep. Uh, so this is one thing. Of course, the breathing motion monitoring. If you activate it through the lungs icon on the live screen and you have the breathing wear on, we will track the breathing motion throughout the night. And of course, we will alert you if we detect any abnormalities and in the breathing motion. So we will get this this alert. Really, really, really rare to get this alert. So this is the breathing motion monitoring. The babies, okay, so let's talk about alert zone first. So alert zone is while using the flex stand, we have the wall mount, the floor stand, and the flex stand, which is the travel stand. If you take that and you want to define a certain area that the camera is looking at and you want to detect motion in those areas, then you can do that with the alert zone. And once something is going on in that area, you will get a notification. So that's
I
the
can
alert.
share an anecdote of that. I have twin boys, and so keeping an eye on them, like them going, for example, to the kitchen, which is like scary. So we just put like the alert zone on that area, and it just notifies us when one of them is getting into that area, and so very helpful.
Neta, you are on regional defense and not personal defense, so that's a basketball team. Yeah, so once you really want to pay attention to a specific area, that is a nice thing to use. And the idea is that you can really play around with the Nanit, and it fits so many situations to help you get around and make sure you're getting the right things. So this is a cool feature for that. For the older babies, older babies around the toddlers, we have now released the baby standing notifications. So what this feature does, it detects if the baby is standing for a while, for around five-ish seconds. And if it detects that, it will send a push notification for the baby standing. The cool use case for that is that I know for my son, for example, when he's sleeping, he might sit for a moment, find his pacifier, put it back in his mouth, go back to sleep. And even if he wakes up, I don't really want to know about it. But once he stands, I know he's done sleeping. So this is one use case that you can use with baby standing. It's really amazing to see. Once they stand up, it's probably they won't go back to sleep anymore. Another use case that I've heard from a lot of parents, they know that my son also has the capability of climbing out of the crib, and baby standing is just a precursor to that. So if he's about to do some climbing, I know that that if I get this notification, I'll be prepared. But of course, we need to make sure that you need to make sure that everything is okay. So baby standing is helping you with that. but still our own responsibility is to make sure that.
Sam, I love that you're building features as your baby's growing. So
Yeah.
you're like,
This
oh, what would be
entire
helpful to
company is
have?
for me. I'm sorry. This entire thing, all those features are built for me and for Neta and for Neta.
Yeah. Well, and for all the Nana parents out there too. That's
Yeah,
super
sure.
cool that you're able to test it and learn from it and use your experience to build these out.
Yeah, the cool thing about Nanit that most of us are in the R&D team are parents for younger babies, and we keep them coming. So we have tons of new testers and users all the time.
Yep. We use our brand team babies for photo shoots too. So a lot of the babies you see on the emails and the website are some of ours. All right. Awesome. Any questions about notifications or anything anything else you want to mention, Sam?
No, I think that's about it.
Awesome. Great. Okay, so turning it over to Netta to walk us through some of the ways that we can watch the live stream and stay connected across a number of different devices.
Okay, no problem. So what really connects all of these, the web streaming and the Google Home and the Alexa, is really alternative ways that you can monitor your baby when you're not wanting to use your phone for that. So for example, web streaming, we know that parents, when they go back to work, they want to see what's going on at home. They want to stay connected to the baby, or sometimes like the toddler, even when they're grown up. So I know of parents that kind of open up their computer at work and they have just like one window on the side showing the web streaming, and they can watch when there's a nanny at home or when there's other caretakers with the baby. I also know of some parents that use it at night or when they're like working from home and the baby's sleeping in the room. So you don't want your phone to run out of battery. So you can just open up your laptop and you can have that, just the monitor there in front of you during the whole day, which is really good. So the web streaming you can find on mynanit.com, and that's for the sleep tier of subscription. Google Home is
By
another
the way,
really.
I use it all the time in my dual screen. Opens just there. Don't use my phone almost never.
My
I
sister
also
also uses
use
that.
the Mac app. If you have a Mac with an M1 chip, I know it's not on the slide here, but I use that to stream too. So that's another option as well.
Right, for iOS users, absolutely. Google Home. So if you want, you can stream on a Nest device or any actual Google device. And so that also is really helpful. For example, when you're going to sleep and you don't want your phone to, like the battery to be drained, you just have that device by your bed, or when you're in the living room, you don't want your phone to constantly be on. So you can just use your Google device. You just go into your Google Home app and you link the Nanit action, and you can select which room you want to place it in, and you can just stream. It's both audio and the live stream. So that's Google Home. And Alexa. So on Alexa, we have two skills. One for just basically knowing what is the status currently. Like, for example, Alexa, ask Nanit when Lily woke up. So you can know what is kind of the latest status, the same welcome message that you have in app on your Alexa. And you can also stream on your Echo Show. So basically, for example, Alexa, show me Lily's crib, or show me Lily. And then you can stream audio and video. So those are all different ways that can free up your phone and you can still stay connected.
All right. And then could you talk us through the sound and light controls in the camera app, and a little bit about, because I know some users have just the camera, but not the sound and light. So tell us about the sound and light, how it's useful, and then how we can control it within the camera app itself.
Yes, of course. So last March of 2023, we launched the Nanit Sound and Light, which is a sound and light device. It can also serve as an audio baby monitor, so you can also place it in the room and listen to your baby, or when you're traveling, for example, and you're not carrying maybe the camera, then you can always use that, like in your grandparents' room or anywhere you're going, you can still monitor the baby using the sound and light device. We do know that our users that have both the camera and the sound and light, they find it very convenient that they can go into the camera app and they can open up those controls that you see here on the screen. And then while you're looking at the baby, for example, the baby is starting to wake up and you want to adjust like the white noise just a little bit, increase it just a little bit and see how that affects your baby, then you can just open up those controls on the side menu and on the live screen, and you can increase or decrease the light and the sound, and you can see how that affects your baby just from right from inside your camera. So that's very helpful.
I have a really cool example from that. So Melanie, who I mentioned earlier, with her 2-year-old, she uses the noise to wake up her baby sometimes. So, but like the reverse. So she'll have white noise on to help her baby sleep, and then she'll slowly turn it down in the sound and light. Sorry, she'll turn down the sound and light in the camera app, and she can see her baby realize that the white noise is off and kind of stirs and then wakes up slowly. And it's the coolest video I've ever seen.
Exactly. And we know of parents like, for example, like if you have guests over and you know that there's a lot of noise and you don't want the white noise to be too loud maybe, but you just want it loud enough that it's not waking up the baby. So you can open up the live screen and you can just increase and see that they're remaining asleep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I use it. I use it as a marker for my toddler. My toddler really likes his schedule. So when the Nanit sound and light starts to play some kind of music during the night, during the evening, he knows, okay, this is now time for a shower, and this is the time for this or that. And then the music switch to a different music and different color. He knows, okay, this is the time to read a story, and then it goes to like the white noise sound, and he knows that now the lamp is sleeping, so he should go to
Absolutely. And we know
Somebody
you
else is
can use
making
it
the
for
rules,
sleep
not
training.
you.
What?
I said it's the device that's making the rules to go with
Yes,
that,
yes,
not
of
you.
course. I'm very flexible. The Nanit sound and light is not.
And we do know from our users that they use it for sleep training as well, like that for babies and for toddlers, that they know that the different lights and different sounds, they signify different things and kind of have soft awakenings with the good morning sounds and so on. So absolutely.
And Neta and I are planning so many things for toddlers and using the Nanit light and the camera. So really stay tuned. It's going to be so cool.
Really excited. Okay, awesome. Well, that concludes the end of our kind of formal discussion. If anybody has final questions, feel free to drop those in as I'm wrapping up. So thank you all for joining, and thank you, Sam, Netta, and Jenna, for taking the time to be on here and walk us through all of these amazing features to stay connected. As a reminder, anybody who came to the session can get 20% off an Insights sleep plan on mynanit.com. Just use the code app20 between now and March 8th. So do be sure to take advantage of that so that you can get many of the features that we talked about today and more. And then also we'll be posting the recording of this session in the Nanit community later today or first thing tomorrow, and we'll send out an email when that is available to anyone who RSVP'd. So also feel free to share it with your friends too, if you want to grab the link and send it over to someone who maybe just started using Nanit or is getting familiar with the app and doesn't know about the newer features that we've launched. Feel free to do that. So thank you all again, and we'll see you next month.